Sometimes I just like to sit here, breathe in the stream air, the free air, the beautiful air of all you lovely people. Welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games tonight, and whatever I feel like on Friday, and then I'm going to be done. These are my final 2 regularly scheduled streams here on this channel, so I'm glad that you could make it to tune in here tonight. Again, for those who have missed it, I will be ending streaming. My final stream will be this Friday in order to focus on other and related creative pursuits. I hope that you will tune in for all the things that you need to know here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, so that's a thing. I was going to do a thing. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to link this. So I do have a way to keep up in touch with me that I'll add to the description. Keep in touch with all the things I do. Put a link in the description. It is this link here. So if you're interested in keeping up with me as I continue to do things across the internet, you can do that. But in the meantime, let's play some more Spyro. I went off stream and picked up a bunch of orbs because orb things are super annoying. And so now we're going to go back and keep playing on the game. So when we left, what we had gotten to was we had just gotten to this guy here, this little professor dude who was standing here, and he was like, hey, if you have 8 orbs, I'll open this door for you. And I was like, 8 orbs? What kind of rich motherfucker has 8 orbs? And the answer was not me. So I looked back, excuse me, and got a whole shit ton of orbs. So now I have 34 orbs, which is much better than 8 orbs because it is a bigger number. And we all know that bigger numbers are better. So let's just go to it. We're going off to the Magma Core here in Spyro 2. Hello, Yugi, Matos, James, Leif, and everybody else. Save error. Memory card has changed. Okay. I don't know exactly how that happened because I didn't push any buttons for that, but whatever. See how it goes. Whoa! Oh no! Her little friend is now under a pile of hot lava. That's unfortunate. Seems a bit problematic, but what can you do? What can you do with a drunken sailor? What can you do with...
Spyro, I suppose...
Stupid air shapers set off the volcano. Well, what were they thinking doing that? Let's pick up some of these jammy things and go this way. But I got to know. Ow! Don't you dare hit me. Who do you think you are? Some kind of Spyro hitting machine? No. No, my friend. You are not a Spyro hitting machine. Oh god, there's a person behind me. Where did you come from? You just run around here throwing things at me? Good lord. Okay. So don't run into the guy with the big hammer. No! Oh, he squashed me. Oh, I can't burn him. Oh no. Oh dear. Everything about that situation went extremely terribly. In fact, I would say that was terrible. Everything about that was terrible. Like, let's try again with less of whatever that was. I think that's a good plan. Good plans, good plans, good plans, good mans. Yes. The hammer guy clearly hits the red X. Now, exactly, like, does he just stand in the same spot all day? Is there actually, like, a blue arrow under his feet that says stand here? Like, these are all good questions to answer. Also, it appears that he does not only hit the red X, he also hits me in the face. So, you know, nothing is going well. And this is why I have to stop streaming and never stream again. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am going to stop streaming and never stream again, but it's not because I'm bad at video games, because that's in fact been the entire premise of this channel for like 3 years running. What does the channel description say? I suck at retro games, so you don't have to. So at least I am living up to my branding. God damn it. It's kind of silly how bad this is. Yeah. It's super cold here. I woke up this morning, and so yesterday we had like a big snowstorm, and snowstorm turned into ice storm, or rainstorm turned into like ice all over the ground storm. And so when that happens, usually like at some point you're gonna have to go and like scrape out your car. My car is currently buried. Like I brushed it off, but it's currently buried in like, you know, 1.5 inches of rainy, slushy, frozen mess. And so I looked at the temperature and I was like, okay, like what is, you know, because usually you want to do this when the sunshine is out, because sunshine melts snow and and like that's a thing, right? So I looked at the temperature this morning, and it was like 2 and feels like -15, and I was like, you know what? We don't need the car today. In fact, I don't think we need the car today or tomorrow, and on Wednesday, it's supposed to be 45 degrees and rainy last I checked, so I think I'm just gonna go with not scraping the car out. The car can just live in its little icy bubble, and we'll rescue it when we need it, after all of the snow melts off of it. Get out of here! How do I kill you? Is there like a way? Nope, doesn't seem like it. I just have to bop him out of the way. I don't know what that guy was doing, stuck on an edge, I guess. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you, and I know that it'll be untrue. Something to the left of me, soldiers to the right, and I am stuck in the middle with you. Hello, Spyro the Dragon, welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, and we're going to finish up Spyro 2 this evening, if I can figure out how to do that. So, you know. Haha! I have to put them on the red X. So I put them on the red X and they get killed by these guys. Okay. Alright. Alright. I got it. I got it now. I am feeling special. Anyway. So yeah. While it is not -80 degrees out, it is pretty chilly. In fact, I had a friend who was supposed to go back to... he's supposed to be flying back to Philly. He came in for the mystery hunt, which is this big MIT like puzzle thing that everyone does, and he was supposed to go back to his home in Philly, and his flight got canceled this morning. So he's supposed to fly out at 11, and then they were like, oh, or sorry, like 3, and they were like, oh no, you're not flying out at 3. You've got to be rescheduled. You're flying out tomorrow at 6 a.m. He's like, 6 a.m. But okay, whatever. And then they sent another text message, and they were like, okay, you know, we said 6 a.m., but actually now it's 11 a.m. So I don't know when he's actually going to fly out at this point. On the plus side, he doesn't have to fly out at 6 a.m. On the minus side, his flight just keeps getting bumped, so God knows when he's actually going to get out of here. The puzzle hunt organizers did actually even organize with the main hotel that folks were staying at to extend the group rate through today because so many people were stuck behind. So that was good of the Marriott in Cambridge. I will admit that like extending stays through one more day onto like the Monday night of Memorial Weekend, probably not exactly the most difficult choice they've ever made. It's probably not super full, but you know, it's still good to do the right thing even if it's pretty low cost, so that's good. Yeah, so I sat around, I actually cooked a non-Blue Apron meal today. Mrs. CPG had planned to do some, make a pot roast, and it did not happen this weekend, so she asked me to take care of making the pot roast for her, which I did with a little bit of help from my house guest who was here from Mystery Hunt, so that's good. Oh yeah, also if someone weird comes in and sits behind me on the bed, it's just Avi. He's actually been on stream before, but he's back again, back at it with the white vans. I guess that's probably a dead meme at this point, but you know, whatever, you do what you can. So Spyro the Dragon, what is your favorite game to have played in as yourself, the dragon who is Spyro? Alright, let's... If I... There we go. Jackhammer that guy! Good job. Alright, jackhammered to bits. Cool. What do we got going on here now? Yes, you are cheerful. I appreciate that. Nice! Is Food Wishes, the recipe, a meal box, I'm obsessed with meal boxes at the moment, but like Food Wishes is a new thing to me. Ah, YouTube channel. Okay, cool. Gotcha. That makes more sense than the idea of Mark participating in buying like a meal kit, frankly. It seemed somehow off-brand. So, you know, I was like, I don't recognize these words, but Okay. What do I gotta do here? I gotta like climb up here and then go somewhere? Maybe? I'm Chef John from foodwishes.com. Alright. Probably not quite like that, but I gotta do what I can to help out. Alright, we got a little dragonfly here. There's like more extra lives over there.
Well, if it isn't my...
The elevator can take you to the volcano. Only a few gems. 200 gems is not a few gems, sir. Sir, I object, but whatever. I got a lot of gems at the moment, so hopefully it's gonna be just fine. Also, like, it's not like Moneybags is pretty much ever optional. Like, he always offers these, like, oh, for just a few gems you can do this thing. And really, it's like, in order to proceed with this game, you must collect this many items. Like, it's not really a... I don't know, whatever. Okay, so there's like a red thing there that I may have to grab because that's the thing that Spyro can spit out of his mouth. Ugh. Oh god. Okay, we're fine. We're all fine here. But yeah, so we made a pot roast in a slow cooker. In the process, I learned that I did not put nearly enough salt in. Also probably did not cook it for long enough. So, oh god damn it. Okay. I don't know where my save point is, but hopefully this will be okay. All right. Ah! Well, that's not really working for me. I mean, new low, maybe a bit late to set a new low, given it's 2000. This game came out, so, but certainly it does feel like something rotten in the state of Denmark, as they say in the state of Copenhagen. I don't know if they say, is Copenhagen in Denmark? I feel like maybe I'm being silly. Ow, why are you dropping rocks on my head? Also, like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing here? I have, like, no goal. It's lava. Okay, Copenhagen is in Denmark. Good. And that joke was not completely misthought. Alright, let's go back up here, see if we can find something different to do that's actually more useful. Anyway, yeah, so I wrote a nice little blog entry about why I am transitioning away from YouTube streaming and what I hope to accomplish in its place. I hope that I'm able to actually accomplish something and I'm not just like being totally silly and thinking that if I reallocate some of my time, I will be able to do something else with it. But, you know, at some point you gotta, when the song comes on, it's time to move on. Something like that. I feel like there's like a line like that in some song. Which is kind of amusing given what I think the lyric is. But, alright. Okay. So we gotta save here. We got this. I'm gonna ignore the rock for now. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Okay, so we got 3 rocks. Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. Okay, so if I climb up that, does that get me somewhere? So if I take this, go over here. Aha, okay. So this can take me here. I know a place, I'll take you there. Oh no! Okay, god damn it. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so I want to come in here and I want to just keep climbing up higher. That's my goal. Higher. I can take you. Let me take you higher. Let me take you higher. I want to take you higher. I don't know, there's a song. Somewhere in there there's a song. Alright, take this up. Okay. So is that. Both of those are just kind of gems though, so I wonder if there's something else I'm missing. Ah! Okay. It's fine, let's try it again. Yeah. Ohio, Ohio. So the big thing in gaming news yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, was the continuation of H-Bomber Guy's DK64 stream. A charity stream that sort of went accidentally viral, ended up generating more than $300,000 in donations targeted at the Mermaids charity to support trans youth in the UK. Of course, it started basically as a spite stream, so Graham Lineham, I don't know, somebody like that, was basically like used his community of people to cause some charitable grant that the foundation was going to receive to be put into question, and so some people were like, hey, like, screw that guy, like, let's just do a charity stream and try and, you know, collect that money and bring it back to them. And I think the expectation was not to be super effective, but just to like do whatever you could, right? So they set an initial goal of like $10,000, and he basically said like, look, I've never beaten Donkey Kong 64, which is like a notoriously difficult and long game. I've never beaten it 100%, so I want to actually do that.
Thanks for closing the lid on the.
All right, hey, I got a talisman, great. So I've never done that. I'm gonna do that. Now the speed runs of 101% Donkey Kong 64. So they're weird in a couple ways. Like, one, Donkey Kong 64 is actually a game that for a long time had a very different speedrun record than it does now, specifically because there was like a hidden item that most people didn't know was there, that like some hacker found like in the past year or something like that, that they found in the game. And so now there's like all this discussion about like, well, is a speedrun that doesn't take into account this like single coin in a bush that you couldn't know was there really count as the same category of speedrun? Alright, shoot down the lava monsters. Alright. I'm a big fan of shooting things. Let's do this. Oh, I can't hit them with flames, though. Okay. So this is the case where I need to come down here, need to grab this thing, and I need to shoot him. There you go. Alright. Ah! Alright, so my flying is not going to last forever, so I will probably have to fly up and get myself some more flying time. Anyway, so yeah, so H-Bomber Guy like was like, all right, cool, like let's beat Donkey Kong 64, and just started out like, you know, okay, let's just be, we'll be, you know, it's a charity stream, whatever. And it ended up being, because it's this super long stream, of course, you know, it becomes a marathon. It's a marathon. At which point, like, and over the course of the stream, like, more and more people keep showing up. So it starts out with a lot of people who are active in the trans community, everyone from, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like, what's the sloth lady's name? I forget her name. But in any case, no, I don't remember. But yeah, so like starts off with figures in the trans community, but then just keeps getting more and more popular. And so eventually it gets to the point where like basically every like, you know, kind of celebrity-ish person. It's like people are like nagging them on Twitter like, hey, go on the stream. And so yesterday as well, there was a thing from Aaron Sorkin, which I'll get into in a little bit. But as a result, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez kind of was making commentary on trans rights, ended up tweeting out the stream, and after tweeting it, of course, had tons and tons of people saying like, hey, go on the stream. Ended up doing it, and then like, you know, and talking for a little bit about how N64 was the best system and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's just like this great thing where, you know, a politician like found a political event that they could attend, because there's no doubt in my mind that, of course, a like trans supporting like a charity event supporting trans rights is clearly a like a charity political event. And just joined it, like joined the stream, talked to people via Discord for a little while, and then had to hop out. And I thought that was great. So so that was like a fun thing to watch yesterday. You know, and they had all kinds of folks. It wasn't just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, although I think she's probably the big get for the stream. But Adam Conover from Adam Ruins Everything, or old College Humor videos, talking about like Chuck Tingle showed up in the stream. John Romero, the co-creator of Doom, was in the stream, and just like all of these kind of not big names, but like mid-list kind of internet celebrity types were able to make it and be part of this experience and talk about the fact that, you know, trans rights are important. So if anyone points out to you that now Donkey Kong is a trans icon, you almost certainly have this particular stream from H-Bomber Guy, as well as all of the celebrities who joined in to help out, to thank for that. So anyway, hello Brad, welcome, as well as Nat and anybody else who is out there that I have not said hi to yet. I am the Chris Who Plays Games, and this is my final regularly scheduled retro stream of the evening or the ever. I will be switching my streaming, well, I will be ditching my streaming in an attempt to focus on more complete creative storytelling in 2019. So I'm glad that you could make it here. If you are interested in keeping up with all of my activities, I am going to be doing a weekly blog post / newsletter / Patreon post / whatever. So you can, there's a link in the description below that you can follow that has links to my Discord, my Twitter, my Patreon, etc., so that you can follow in whatever medium is most comfortable for you. Although I am constantly feeling guilty that I am shoving things in people's face that they don't want because they're the wrong topic. I am also totally happy of the idea that there might be people who actually want to hear more things of what I say. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe. No, whatever it is you want to do in order to keep up with me going forward. Yeah. All right, get out of here. We just need one more. Where do we think he is? Where do we think the last one is? I'm gonna go up here and just fill up my flying. Well, I'll do this. Yes, Kamala Harris has announced that she's going to be running for president. Kamala Harris is the former AG of California, as well as the former DA of San Francisco. In communities that I pay attention to, basically, she's a fucking cop is the answer there. So I'm you know, not personally excited about her as a candidate, but you know, I think that the Democratic field is obviously going to be full of a hell of a lot of people this year, in part because the Democratic Party needs to figure out what they want to be in 2020 and beyond. This is not just an opportunity to figure out who should be president, but an opportunity to figure out what do the people want the Democratic Party to stand for. So the debates and everything else that we're going to get in over the next year will be interesting in that regard. I mean, my answer is that there's very few people that I would say is better than Hillary. Kamala Harris would not be among them. But I have very specific and I think differing opinions on Hillary than many of my progressive brethren, so I am not the one to ask. But yeah, and now for this election, Clinton should please, dear God, don't run. I hope to God that Hillary does not run again. I don't think she's going to, but I really hope that she does not. I also hope that Biden keeps his stinky nose out of things. I don't think he's needed at this point, and I would like to not see him make a showing. So, yeah. Okay, I got 1 orb, I got plenty of gems. Yeah, I know we're gonna see Biden, but I don't have to be excited about it. Like, I can hate it all the same. Just because I know something is going to happen doesn't mean I have to like it, pretty much. Alright, let's go over here. I don't know what this is, but it feels like a thing I want.
I would love to let you.
100 gems? Yeah, I'll take 100 gems. I have streamed Excitebike, sort of. So I streamed Excitebike before I was Chris Plays Games. That's actually one of the games I streamed on the Christopher Schmidt channel a million years ago. And I look back at that stream, and it was me sitting silently for 45 minutes playing Excitebike on my own. Not exactly the most compelling content that I have ever created by a long stretch. So, but I have played it. I have streamed it. I was interested to see the, so this week, and one of the people I follow on Twitter made a like he had this like long thing talking about humor in Japan and everything else like that. But one of the interesting things he went into is why Excitebike has a save button that does nothing. Like save and load and Excitebike are there, but they don't do anything. They just do nothing. And he went into a little bit of why. And so like if you know a little bit about Nintendo history, yeah, if you know a little bit about Nintendo history, you know that like the Famicom Disk System existed, and the Famicom Disk System allowed you to save and write save files, right? Like you could write to the floppy disks to save things. So this was an alternative to the password systems that existed in many other things. So like in Japan, Metroid would actually allow you to save by writing to disk rather than by typing a password in. So this is obviously different in the US, where they went with a password system instead. Excitebike has nothing like that. Like it's a track creation thing, so you just recreate the track. So you might say, okay, well, it was because of the disk system, but it turns out that's not true. Instead, the reason that Excitebike has a save and load option is in order to save to the Famicom tape recorder. Now, if you're like me, you've heard of the Famicom Disk System, but the Famicom tape recorder is a complete unknown to you prior to this weekend. So the Famicom tape recorder was a component that went along with the Famicom keyboard and allowed you to type and enter basic programs, similar to the Commodore 64 and other things like that, the personal PCs of the era. So I guess the things that I learned from this is one, and so Excitebike's save system depended on the tape recorder, so it saved games to tape, and then when they ported it into the US, they just left that functionality there, I guess. And I like that particular combination of like, oh, like I know it has a save button, but I don't know how it works. Like, oh, it will probably saves to disk. Well, that's not how it works. Like, oh, it saves to tape was just a little bit, blech. Yeah, I think I've also streamed Excitebike, like, again in some of the like mixed Nintendo streams. I don't do it very often because realistically Excitebike is not a very exciting game to watch, and the game is pretty much always, there's only like, you know, 6 levels or whatever, so there's not a whole lot to watch if you don't want to do track creation, and creation in games is boring, and so I don't tend to do a lot of it, but I probably have done some of it. I can beat the 3.5 level, but not the 4th level is I think usually the way it goes, so. Private or public school is a weird question that I don't know how to answer because I don't know the question that's really being asked. Like, is the question, did I go to private or public school? Do I think private schools are better or public schools? Do I think that Harvard is a private or public school? Like there's a lot of questions that I could imagine someone asking, but I don't want to assume. Let's do it. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's do it. Give me all the stuff. Oh, I'm dead. That's it. Game over. I don't even think this level gives me a talisman, so this is really a dumb level for me to be playing in order to progress the game, I think. Okay, the last thing was the snowmobilers and I didn't get it. Alright, well at least I got my gems back, which is what I actually wanted. I am not a huge fan of charter schools, believe it or not. But yes, I am completely unexcited about Biden. I think that he needs to shut up. Oh yeah, so speaking of people I'm unexcited by, so Aaron Sorkin is the showrunner slash writer, whatever, of The West Wing, Newsnight, and a handful of other political blah blah blahs.
Spyro?
Okay, I need to unlock all 14 talismans. How many talismans do I have? Okay, I got that one. Okay, no talisman on Icy Speedway. Okay. Hello, Nicholas Shaney. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so Aaron Sorkin, writer, whatever, and I guess he went on some kind of political news commentary interview, something this weekend. I don't even know what. Like, what? Who is talking to Aaron Sorkin and why? Is like a real, like, the guy is not political. I don't know, but whatever. In any case, he was asked about politics in some way, and his answer was basically like, the kids are... it's great that these kids and their excitement have gotten in to political office, but now they need to grow up. They need to stop worrying about trans bathroom rights, and they need to get down to the real business of governing. Now, anytime someone says trans bathrooms, in the same way that, like, Republicans use it to scare you, they want to, like, make you think that, you know, someone is going to come into the bathroom and, like, spy on your whatever, which is totally ridiculous. But it's always code, right? Like, it's always code for basically, like, it's the safe way of making people seem ridiculous because they want to fight for human rights. All right. Shaman Tuck. Okay, let's save Shaman Tuck. Let's do it.
If you get on the catapult.
All right, help me across the chasm. I'll do it. Alright, cool. Did it. Yeah, so this is actually what triggered, you know, some of the additional, like, hype around this like, H-Bomber guy live stream, and is because, like, at the same time that there's all these people out here trying to collect money to support trans charities, there's fucking, like, Aaron Sorkin being like, you know, why do you have to care about the unimportant things like trans bathroom rights? Like, this is... Ugh. So yeah, Aaron Sorkin, who has created a bunch of, like, media that I like, is apparently just as bad as every other freaking, like, old school establishment Democrat, whatever. I'm also not, I don't even know if he's a Democrat. I don't even know, like, again, I don't know why anyone's interviewing him. I know nothing about, like, what the show was. I just saw the clip of the interview and I was like, oh, God, stop. Just stop talking. How is that helping me? Oh, I have to, like, jump on your head and then jump on your head? Cool. So yeah, Aaron Sorkin, you're dead to me. Doesn't mean the West Wing is. I still like the West Wing. It's the whole. There's a huge problem with the West Wing, which is the whole idea that you know, just having a really cogent, logical argument is going to make the other side agree with you. And it's like literally the other side in our current political debates, like, just wants to tear up the rule book, like, piss on it and then burn it. Like, that is the desire. Like, there is no amount of logical argument that is going to change that. There is no amount of anything that is going to change that. And like, the belief that, like, sufficient levels of, like, compromise, centrism, etc. are going to achieve that is ugh, gross. Like, it's 2019. Figure out that the world doesn't work like that. Get off of me, you stupid pointy-nosed rabbit.
Hello there,
Yeah, a small fee. Yeah, take my gems. But yeah, I thought an interesting point that AOC made in the trans rights stream is that she talked a little bit about the, you know, a lot of the things that trans folks struggle with the most, whether, like, housing, employment, you know, finding, like, fair pay, like, mental health treatment. Like, these are all things that are problems for everybody. And so when you say, like, trans rights are human rights, which is, you know, a thing you should say, then you are, like, dealing, like, with it at a very literal level. Like, the same possibilities that would allow anyone to succeed will allow someone to succeed when they're trans. We're not talking about some, like, magical category of things like healthcare, mental health treatment, housing, employment. These are things everybody wants. I mean, okay, fine. Like, my daughter doesn't want to work. She'd rather just lie on her bum all day. But, like, most people want these rights. They just want to do things. They don't want to feel completely stymied and unable to because they're working in a system that doesn't support them and doesn't allow them to be themselves or be what they can be. Just terrible. Alright, what do we got now? I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going. This guy? Tell me something, dude. Nothing? Okay. I'll free this guy. Alright, you are melted. Okay, so I feel like I need to free this guy. Hey! Hey! Open sesame! It's not working, though. Maybe I can break in from the top. Maybe this ramp will take me somewhere. I know a place. I'll take you there. This giant snowball does not seem to be moving. I feel like I need to move the giant snowball. Maybe I need to melt somebody else. Hello, Mr. Polly Parrot. I wish to melt you. Huh. Herm. Okay.
I lost my pets.
Bring back the Snow Leopard. I don't know where the Snow Leopard is. Do I look like a Snow Leopard finder? Is this pink stuff deadly? It is. Okay. Pink stuff kills you. Good to know. Don't step on pink stuff. Oh, don't step on blue stuff either. Okay, so all of the water in this level is just deadly because it's all frozen or something. Snow Leopard! Hey, hey, where are you going? What are you doing? I don't... Hey, 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 hey! What? Snow Leopard! Just walk away from me. Hey, hey, you. Hey, you. What? I expected you to do something different than that. Hello, Nintages. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my last regularly scheduled retro stream of ever. Happy to have you. Alright, I guess I will feed him some fish and see if that helps. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games tonight, and whatever I feel like this Friday. And then, yeah. Hi. Meow. Are you, like, gonna follow me now or something? There we go. There we go. We got it. We're doing it. We're on our way back to the shaman. Oh, no. Where'd you... Oh, there you are. Okay, good. You're good. Keep following me. You got it. You got it. Oh, baby, you got it.
You found George.
I got him. I got round shiny thing. Good. Okay, so George is good, but he's probably not the way to exit the level because I didn't actually see anything over here that would help me get out of the level. And generally speaking, the orbs are side missions that you just have to complete. So, excuse me. Okay, so yeah, Kamala Harris, Aaron Sorkin, H-Bomber Guys live stream. I've cooked 3 days in a row now, I think.
Thanks, Spyro.
Oh, I had to talk to that guy apparently. Okay. 3 days in a row? No, I cooked Friday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, so not 3 days in a row, but 3 days this long weekend, so that's not bad. I cooked 2 Blue Apron meals, and I cooked a pot roast, so
Wow.
I'm awesome. Alright. You traded some hockey tickets for this talisman, but now you don't have hockey tickets or a talisman. Alright, whatever. Ah, let me out. Okay, going out. There we go. Oh no! Don't fall. Why are all of these cutscenes are so freaking deadly? Like, they all feature like murder. Oh, I guess they're not murder. They're just jumping headfirst into the snow. Which, by the way, not good idea. Like, snow is pretty hard packed and you're gonna hurt your neck that way. So don't do that. Don't do what Johnny Don't does, as they say on The Simpsons, I think. Alright, so now I have all the talismans. So now if I go to my guidebook and I look at here, I don't have that one. I'm missing a level. Oh, I bet I know where it is. Hey, extra life. Excellent. Up, 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 see Mozzie, up, see Daisy, up, see Gozy to the sky. So, did anyone do anything fun and exciting over their weekend? What was your weekend like for those who did not spend all of their time on the internet dicking around with understanding the discourse, such as it were?
I can let you in.
Yeah. Little castle over there, let me in, 400 gems, let's go. Shady Oasis. I have actually published the first 2 videos from my cooking channel that I intended to get out. I've got one more non-actual cooking video just related to the process of cooking. Yeah, exactly, Nintages. I feel the same way. I shoveled, I guess. That's a thing I did. I went out and shoveled a couple times during the storm, try and keep the sidewalk from being completely ice-caked, snow messy, whatever. I don't know how successful I was, because frankly I haven't wanted to go outside. Stay out of jail. Sounds like a good plan. Just doesn't feel like much of an action to me. Like, I feel like if stay out of jail is an action that you have to explicitly take, you may be doing something wrong. But yeah, so I recorded my first 2 videos for my cooking channel. They're based off of blog posts that were already on my cooking blog, but I wanted to get them out there as kind of like an intro into what I would be doing for a little while. And so I got those out there. Nothing that would be surprising to people here, just things I've talked about here, but told in a better way. I also experimented with new ways of doing like camera recording for cooking. So I had a dish that was going to involve a lot of back and forth between, for prep, between like the stove and the cutting board that I was far away from it. So I actually pulled out a second SLR camera and I did a 2-camera setup. Unfortunately, I realized afterwards that the refresh rate or the shutter speed that I had on my camera interacted terribly with my fluorescent lights, and so the entire like second camera has like a terrible strobing event. It's a strobing effect. Oh, so terrible. So that footage is basically garbage, but I learned something in the process, so that's good. It's good to learn, right? Get out of here. Alright. I need to get you some more.
Go back to those...
Let's go back to those steps. Which steps? These steps? Alright, there you go. Eat the apple, open the door. Good job, giant hippo man. Ow. Stop slicing me with your swordy thing, which is also known as a sword. Hello, Kenny. Anyway, welcome everybody to the stream. This is my last regularly scheduled retro stream, so you are among fancy company being here. All right, let's get rid of this guy just in case we have to go back that way. Get out of here. Okay. Can I do this? Yes. So the problem is I don't actually have any more life points at the moment, so I'm a little bit nervous and trying to play cautious, and I'm really bad at playing cautious. Hey, I did it! I got a gift from all the hippos! Thank you very much, Mr. Man who gives me a gift from all the hippos. That's great. Now, can we get any...
Spyro.
Thieves have stolen the magical brass lamps. Hey, Joe Sky, how's it going? Happy to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Ah! Okay, that went about as well as I expected it to, so. Do I actually care? I feel like I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with don't care. Let's go. Okay. So he said he could eat all berries all the time, except now he ate all the berries. Maybe. Oh, that guy ate all the berries. Look at that, berry eater. What do you think you are? Some kind of berry eating machine? something. I don't know. That didn't really go anywhere. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Welcome, welcome. Or hello, hello. I don't know. I just want to say words. I just like to hear myself talk. Alright, let's break the lock on the door and kill Gulp. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Gulp. He looks like a big guy with shackles on his legs.
Gulp, we've finally made Avalar ours. You've earned a special reward. Gulp, what is it, boy? Oh, the fairy. Here you go. Ah! You singed my cape. Dragon, you are really starting to get on my nerves. Say goodbye, flame breath. Go. Lunchtime. Go. Finish him off and you can have all the fairies you can eat. I'm going to enjoy this.
Well, Ripto, you're not going to enjoy it because I'm going to win. Because if I don't win, I'll just use a save state until I win again. Because that's how I play. Oh god! Okay, that was not the best start. I will admit. Like, of the starts that I could have, that was pretty much the worst. A little bit confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh, are these explosive? Ah! Alright, cool. I'm clearly doing well. Okay. Yes, they are explosive. Oh. Alright, so that didn't perhaps go as well as it could have for me. In a series of events that shocks no one, I failed miserably. Oh, stop jumping on top of me. I just need to knock some explosive barrels into you. There we go. Boom. DK. Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong is here. Okay, that's a bomb. I don't like bombs. That's also a bomb. I don't like those either. This game does not suck. I am surprised that I enjoy it because it has very few of the things that I would consider traditional like platforming challenges. And so it seems like I shouldn't like it, but I do. Can I light those on fire or what? Okay. Ow. Woo! I did not deserve to escape from that. Okay, I think that's half his life gone. Also half my life gone, I think, but... Okay. We're fine. All's good. All's well. Yeah, no, I like the game. The graphics are good, the gameplay is fun. It's too collectible-a-thon for me, of course, but I enjoy it anyway. I don't know. It is silly that it seems odd, given everything else that I dislike, all the types of games that I dislike, that this one is fine for me. It makes no sense, because the game is really strongly about collectibles. Like, it's about side quests, it's about all these things that are not really in the main path, and I almost always hate that. But in this game, I don't mind it. I don't know if it's because... It might be just because, like, I see them as options within the main path rather than, like, alternatives to the main path. I'm not sure. Okay, so that went not super well, but better. I got him more than half his life gone. Give me a barrel. Give me a barrel. Roll out your barrels. Oop, there you go. Oh no! That got me as well. God damn it. It was not what I wanted. So I guess that's one of the things that it's one of the things that I'm thinking about doing now that I, like, as a way to kind of expand on gaming content, is to think about, from the perspective of streaming, what games did I enjoy the most, and what types of games did I enjoy the most and or the least. Which is something I think that I have a lot of ideas in my head, but have never really sat down to kind of turn into written words or something. I would be interested to know, like, to see if that ends up feeling like I can give a compelling narrative about that. Because we've talked about the rules of CPG and how they apply to games, and how artificial difficulty, or the, you know, making something play like an NES game or other things like that play for me, but I've never really thought about more broadly what types of games have been most fun or least fun. So that's something that I kind of want to do, both for myself and because I think some other people might be interested in it as well. My streaming, of course, is different than a lot of people's streaming, where they just want to play the same thing over and over, and I think I have come to accept the idea that YouTube as a platform makes that difficult. If you're doing the same type of thing with every type of content you create, like if you're doing reviews or you're doing, you know, technical breakdowns like Game Maker's Toolkit, then sure, you can include every game you want out there. But if you're just trying to, like, stream kind of Let's Play content, I think it's really hard to grow an audience on YouTube for just, like, every game out there, because most people are interested in a game or two. Like, is Spyro the Dragon, who was in chat earlier, really going to care about the fact that I'm going to play God knows what this Friday? I don't really think so. So that's just hard. I had always hoped that, like, random / variety content could have a home on YouTube. But I'm feeling like the conclusion I've come to is that it doesn't, unfortunately. Okay. I did not actually realize how those rockets worked before, so now I do. Fuck. Hey. Hey. Okay. Okay. Chicken. I got the chicken. Right, it's not about being loved, it's about the theoretical discussion of it. Like, I don't, like, it's no longer about, like, how can I make my channel successful? It's about, like, what did I enjoy, or how do I think YouTube works? And those are always interesting questions to me. They're not always questions that I think people want to discuss, because people want to discuss, you know, their own thing. But in my space, I can discuss my thing. So, yeah. And hello, Jose. Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm fine. Give me another chicken, please. Why are there no chickens? Please give me a chicken. Fuck. I just want a chicken. None of these are chickens. God damn it. Oh no, he ate my rocket. Oh no, and now it's coming at me. Oh dear. Oh, this man is very smart. Ugh. Fuck. Blown up by my own thing. Did you ever discuss things on your I never had a MySpace page. It's an era that I missed. I had a free open diary starting in 2011, migrated to LiveJournal in 2001, migrated to LiveJournal in 2002. I swapped to, I started using Facebook within a year after I dropped out of college because I signed up while I still had access to my UIUC account before it went away. And then, but continued using LiveJournal primarily. I did make a Twitter account shortly before my wedding in 2006. I ended up using Twitter kind of sort of regularly for a year. I did a lot of my own like blog posts and stuff like that in the era of like 2004 to 2006. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else was kind of my primary homes. It's mostly like Facebook, my own blog, and that's kind of it. Oh, you're right. I said 2006. I meant 2007. Twitter in 2007. I don't know why I was thinking 2006 as a number. It's not like I don't know my own anniversary. What? Oh no! I thought those missiles were homing missiles. Shit. Alright, give me a missile. Or, that's fine. I did tweet from the altar. It is true. But yeah, I remember Twitter back when everything was still like sent by SMS. I remember the good old days of Twitter, or the bad old days. I don't know. Certainly a lot of AOL Instant Messenger IRC channels. Part of my existence. But like, there's a difference between where you hang out with people and where you like post your own content, right? At least there always has been for me. So like, I've always hung out on IRC, I've always talked to people on IRC, and where those spaces are have changed over the years. But that's different from the content that I am attempting to create. Yeah, I pre-typed a message, and from the phone in my pocket, I hit the button while the phone was still in my pocket while I was standing at the altar, which has always frustrated Mrs. CPG. Sure, but I'm not talking about like the general public here. I'm talking about us. Social media and technical nerds who've been doing this shit for a long time. I will say, like, so, it's really stupid, but having migrated to, like, lots of little topic blogs is making me write more, and I'm excited about it. So, it's nice to be excited about writing things. I actually had a conversation at the end of last week. GeoCities. Owned and shut down by Yahoo, just like everything else in the world. But yeah, I had a tripod page that I maintained for a while. I had a GeoCities page, which I had for a very short time before I switched to tripod because GeoCities added like forced advertising. So I switched to tripod, which didn't. But GeoCities names at the time when I was using it still does weird like neighborhoody names, so I don't even know like what my account was called. It was like 1783 like Front Street or whatever, because GeoCity's initial like account naming was not about who you are or like some account name. Like it was literally they were attempting to mimic the idea of neighborhoods, and so you would join a neighborhood, and there were other people who were in the neighborhood and had different addresses as you and stuff like that. I have never actually lost a channel to copyright claims. I'm not sure I've ever even had a copyright strike. Pretty sure I haven't, because I would have like counter notified, and I don't think I've ever counter notified. Ugh! Get out of here. Give me a chicken. Give me a chicken. Everybody give me a chicken. Yeah, I mean, I never created like content that was remixed or anything, so I always observed remix culture from afar. Plus, I've been an adherent and participant in the creative or the Creative Commons scene since 2004. So, for me, yeah. Usenet is another place that I spent time. So before I was on any of the social media, I would write things in Alt Music Dave Matthews. I was a big participant in Alt Fan Utna. Yeah. Mine! God damn it. Not only do you not give me a chicken, you give him a freaking homing missile to shoot at me? Thanks, guys. Stupid birds. I guess they're not actually on my side, even though they're helping me. Yes. Gulp defeated. See, I told you, Ripto. I knew you were gonna lose. Oh, I have taken back the something from the Placeland. Now I'm going to Winter Tundra.
I think I've finally come up with a way to access the dragon worlds from the super portal. This power crystal should give us the extra boost that we need. Just a few more calculations to set it up. I think I have it. Excellent! Everything is finally ready. We're going to need a lot more orbs, but with the power crystal boosting it, the super portal should work again.
Uh-oh. Bomb. Hello, Dick Butt.
So, you thought you had gotten rid...
I mean, so who's an old YouTuber? So, I mean...
Spyro, Ripto.
It is more difficult now to create content that is effective at attracting an audience than it was in 2007. There's more content out there. There's more content. There's more people creating content, like, you know, and the quality of the content is better. So the idea of like, I'm just going to sit and play games and I'm going to get rich off of it, like, that wouldn't work. Like, if the Vlogbrothers started today, I think Hank said, you know, there's no way that we would be able to grow the way we did. So there's that. Now, does that mean that there are not, like, but if you look at, like, Nick EH30, Nick A30 or whatever, like, he seems to me very much like somebody who has gotten, extremely effective at growth by playing Fortnite, and his account didn't, as far as I know, exist significantly before that, so, he routinely pulls in 30,000 viewers. I have to like get running and then do it. I probably should have listened to how I should headbutt.
You'll find the headbutt.
Jump, then triangle. Okay. I mean, that's not a head bash. That's a ground pound, but whatever. Okay, fine. So Nick A30, like Ninja on Twitch, but also on YouTube. Like both of those are channels that, as far as I know, did not meaningfully exist before the Fortnite craze. Or if they did, they were very small and they've played Fortnite and they've grown up a ton. So. Not just the Vlog Brothers, but everyone. In the same way that, like, you know, the growth that I had on YouTube, that I personally had on YouTube from 2015 and 2016 is not something that would happen again for the same reasons, because things are different now. At that point, there was probably 100 people who were regularly streaming on YouTube with a significant audience, and now that number is thousands. Or tens of thousands. Alright. Go zap giant lamp. Got it. But yeah, so do I think it's still possible to sit down, play video games, and grow a huge audience? Yeah, I do. I don't know that the likelihood of it has even changed much. I do believe that it's probably, you know, statistically it's harder because there's more content out there now. And I think it requires your content to be better because there's just more content out there now. Yeah, so Nick A30, Nick EH30 is almost as popular as Ninja. Routinely pulls in tens or like thousands or tens of thousands of viewers. Creekcraft, another example. Like Creekcraft plays Roblox all the time, and so he's got at this point 1,000 subscribers or sponsors. He's got 1,000 sponsors. He's, you know, is he making millions? Not at the moment. But he's grown hundreds of thousands of subs just this year, and he's on track to be, you know, really effective at that. I mean, the other thing you have to keep in mind is that, like, PewDiePie didn't get popular overnight, right? Like, he didn't have a mansion in 2011. He has a mansion now because he kept growing and has like 82 million subscribers now or whatever, which he shouldn't. It's dumb, but whatever. Not because I don't think his content's good, but because a huge amount of the reason that his subs have been growing recently is because of his like feud with T-Series. The T-Series feud, like, subscriber growth is organic, and the PewDiePie growth is inorganic, just based on trying to beat like T-Series. And I firmly believe that the reason that people want to beat T-Series is because they're like, well, those are foreign people, we don't like them as much. Which seems silly that they're like, oh yeah, we love this Swedish guy, but not these Indian people. But that's the power of something. Anyway, setting that aside, so yes, Creekcraft does not have a mansion yet, and I think that if he continues to make his content creation a priority, there is every chance that he could grow that into a pretty good, you know, thing. He's basically, I think at this point, he's probably already paying for his college that way, or at least able to. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah. But as far as, like, in general, like, setting aside gaming, like, there's people that I look at all the time where I'm like, you know, oh, these people have grown up really, like, quickly on YouTube, that I keep seeing, you know, as I see those things out there. So there you go. Creek is buying a house. It's not a mansion, but he's only been doing it for 2-3 years. Give it another 6. Well, yeah, but I mean yeah, so the big difference between Game Grumps and PewDiePie and all these other people is that they've been doing it for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and I think that that's why they're at that point. They've grown with YouTube as YouTube has grown. I definitely think that there is room for people to do that, but the folks that I know in the gaming space that have started are the people that I know who've started since YouTube gaming became a thing, which means that they've started since 2000 whatever. 2000 whatever. Yes. That lovely time in 2000 whatever, 2015. And 3 years just isn't long to become a millionaire. Hello, Chris GC8. You probably can't buy a mansion in Uganda. I think you're probably wrong. You could probably buy a nice house in Uganda. $2,000 whatever. Yeah, so I'm curious if you look at... I mean, I guess... the other thing is, like, again... I've commented on this a little bit with regard to... Well, no, I guess not. PewDiePie is very much an exception. I think Game Grumps and other things like that are definitely better, like anything that isn't PewDiePie I think is going to be different. And PewDiePie isn't really gaming content anymore for the most part, right? Like he just does all this like social commentary bullshit now. Makes music and does all these other things, so... Sure, many people hit ceilings or quit, and many people hit ceilings or quit in 2011 too. It's just that I mean, maybe you were a big YouTube follower in 2011. I don't know. I was not. And so my feeling is that like the reason why I'm like, oh, people used to just succeed and now they don't is because I wasn't around to watch the failures. It's really easy. I mean, survival bias, you know, shows up here, right? Like the people who have continued to become millionaires and make money are the ones that we think of and see. And the reason that we continue to think of them and see them is because they're successful. So. I feel like there's some example that I was thinking of just recently that's a gaming one that because I'm constantly looking for counter arguments, right? Of the like you can't make it big anymore. So the like girlfriend reviews channel is an example of a channel that blew up quickly and you know has hundreds of thousands of subs that she got within like a week or two. But yeah. I don't know if you can just do it with... It's certainly much more difficult to do it with just Let's Play content. Whether you can or not, I don't know. Well, it's not that there's... I mean, it's a much bigger... It's a much more saturated market. Or not saturated. It's a much more mature market, right? In the same way as any like VC or you know venture capital funded startup, like there's a period of expansive growth and we're past that period. It doesn't mean that you can't become a millionaire. It just means that it's as hard as it is in all of you know media. It's like it's hard to become a successful actor that's a millionaire. Same idea. Oh. Am I supposed to shoot these things somehow? Okay, that is not working. Let's try a different approach. Get the sheep, get the sheep. And the other thing is that I mean, I find myself largely uninterested in the types of things that, the types of channels that would succeed, that fit this niche are definitely not. Oh, Safia is the other one that I was thinking of recently, is that like, the level to which she blew up is actually pretty impressive. Like, I know that she came from BuzzFeed, so she had like name recognition for herself before that, but it's still kind of impressive to me, like how quickly she like grew a whole community around herself. And like she was in YouTube Rewind this year, and some of this may just be that I didn't know her before for whatever reason, like maybe I missed her, but even looking back, she's only had her channel for like a year-ish, right? And now she's at the point where she gets like, you know, a couple million views on every video. Like it's a lot. So I mean, feasible is such a word people use to mean so many things. I don't think that I have never thought that creating streaming only content is the best way to go on YouTube. I would like to say it is, but I don't think it is. I had hoped for a long time that YouTube was going to kind of at least achieve parity for streaming with Twitch, and I think it probably has globally as far as like mindshare goes or whatever. Why is that say 1 of 4 when I keep hitting them? Like, what am I missing here? Let's move these over here. Okay, because I wasn't actually hitting them is the answer. So let's go back over here. Grab this. So yeah, I think that if your goal is to grow a successful YouTube presence, I think that your presence should be focused not on streamed content. I think streamed content can be a great way to... Oh, what? Why? Okay, I have to do this faster, like the number's ticking down. Okay, so I gotta be faster somehow. Fine. Ouch. Because, like, I killed them and now my number is back up, so... Okay, so I'm wondering if there's a different approach than just picking up those yellow things. Like if I jump and get these guys as they arrive at the scarecrow, can I actually catch them and flame them? Feeling like the answer is no, but I'm not sure. It does not feel like it's working for me, so... Okay, so let's just go back to this method, but faster. Alright. Okay, 1. Hello, Emily! Good to see you. Thank you. He's a very cute dragon. Nope, that was not far enough. Can I do better? It's not going to be easy to hit these things. So this is an example, Brad, of like a little snippet of the game that feels like an interesting puzzly challenge. Like, there's probably a good way to do this, and I'm not doing it right, but I feel like I could figure it out. Like, I could work out what the way to do this is. And the problem is that a lot of those too many of these are, and it combines a couple things, right? It combines like platforming, and it combines understanding enemy movements, and it combines understanding like what, like a variety of different skills. And I think that that's what I enjoy about these. Which is interesting because, again, like when I was playing this the other day, I skipped most of these parts and didn't really think about it. And then I went back and did a bunch of them today, and I was like, oh, this is a thing. So I think the trick is actually what I want to do is I want to get them on this scarecrow, because they'll fly around. God damn it. They'll fly around whenever I get near them. So what I want to do is get them all on the near scarecrow, and then but I have to like take them all out without scaring them away. So like here, I can come in, I can stand off of this thing, I can aim, and I can hit them, right? So I'm gonna get one here, I go back, I get a second one. I stand up here, I'm not too close to scare them away. I actually learned to aim, and now this guy I should hit as well. Well, gotta learn to aim. But, yeah, so I think that might be the trick, is just to get them all here and kill them all from here. What the hell? Things like this, though, do bother me. Like, why am I not hitting that guy? Unclear. Okay, got that one. Now, let's see if I can do this again without missing this time. Like, it is clear that I have the ability to shoot 4 of these at these closest bugs without running out of time. But I can't hit that one, which sucks. Hello, Foodereer! Welcome, welcome. You're here for my final regularly scheduled retro stream, so congratulations on that. This will be... Today and Friday will be my final 2 regularly scheduled streams. I will be ending my streaming career soon, so... Okay, can I not hit that guy on the end at all? Like, where do I have to aim? Right in the middle of his body. Nothing. Okay. Lower. Let's aim at his tail, I guess. See how that goes. Let's aim at his butt. I hit the other one. Not sure how I feel about this. Certainly not what I was trying to do. If I aim from here. So I'm not doing any cooking streams right now. I am working on doing some cooking content. So there's a whole bunch of things that I want to do, including cooking. Like, cooking's my first big thing, but some other things as well, like looking at 3D printing and like technical hackery, as well as getting into like editing more of my drone videos. So I have this whole like wish list of things that I want to get into, like creating more. First step will be cooking. I've got the Chris Plays Gourmet channel all set up, and people can subscribe to that today. I even have a couple of videos there talking about how I'm going to get started with that. I've also got a link in the description to subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I talk about all the things I do. So in addition to just doing videos, I'm also working on creating writing more blog entries about politics and technical stuff and so on and so forth. So I really want to be able to like do all those things. And I know most people are like, I just care about one thing. Whether it's gaming or cooking or technical aspects or drones or whatever, but I know that some people are like, I just want everything CPG, so trying to do that. But yeah, the reality is that with streaming, I've just found that it's hard for me to feel like I've told the complete story, right? Like, so Jose and I are talking now, and I enjoy the conversation, but what I really want to do is just stop and research and try and like get into the things that I feel like I know in my head and dig up the references to them, right? Like channels that I think, screw this. I can't hit the things. I'm not going to be able to complete it. Like, screw it. Don't need it. Move on. Yeah, so what am I trying to say? I totally forgot what I was saying. And this is part of the problem, is that like I completely forget what I'm saying constantly when I'm streaming, so I can't actually tell complete stories. So I want to talk about you know, our stream, like, is it possible for someone to do, who's doing gaming content to like start today and reach, you know, some level of fame that means that they are making buku bucks, and we can define buku bucks as some cutoff, right? Like, say it puts you in the top 1%. All right, top 1% is $450,000 a year, $500,000 a year of annual income. So can you go from nothing and starting from making gaming content in 2019 or 2015, get to the point where you're making, what was that, $25,000 a month, so like getting 25 million views a month, right? So I think that's a reasonable question, but it's a question that like I'm gonna give answers that are like incomplete. Oh yeah, gas stove, gas oven, definitely. Ow. I say as if like I've ever cooked on anything else. I definitely have not. So my parents actually have like a convection oven, I think, which is gas but then has like a fan in it or something. I don't know. They seemed really happy with it. I guess things cook faster. I will never be in the top 1%. Actually, that's not true. I might be in the top 1% by household income. That's possible. Because tech salaries are stupid. Will I ever be a job creator? I don't know. Yes, I'm a job creator. That's not a way of saying it. No, I will probably never be a job creator. I don't have anything that can make more money by having other people help me do it, right? So like the reason that like the top 1% aren't job creators either, but I'll never be an entrepreneur because I'm not smart at coming up with new things. Oh, there's like a boundary here. Hello, Dieman. Welcome. Did I already get the talisman? No. Where do I have to go? Well, this is what I was thinking. Is like, are you a job creator if you hire like someone to clean your house? Are you a job creator if you, you know, are supporting, you know, something? I don't know. I can't think of another good example off the top of my head, but I think it's $500,000 a year, Fooderer, not 700. I could be wrong. That's one of the reasons why, like, the whole like $10 million marginal tax debate is so ridiculous. Is that it's literally like 13,000 total households in the U.S. It's like 0.1% of households, and everyone's freaking out about it. I will believe it for California. That makes sense. I believe it. Yep. California, on average, being a more wealthy state. 487 sounds very much like the number I have in my head. Between 450 and 500 is all I actually remembered, but... Okay, so... I need to... something about bug zappers. Like, I feel like this big machine is the one that they want me to do something with, but... I don't know what to do. There's a big electrified field here. Alright, so if I come over here and I hop on this, is that the way to go? Alright, let's kill some of these bugs so I stop dying to them. Okay. And you, my friend. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so like, you know, it's not theoretically impossible that at some point I would want to run a company like doing something, but I have no ideas, I have no expectations, I have no particular desire to be, I mean, I have no particular desire to be in the top 1%. Like, that's not my goal. If I could live like comfortably where I am and not have debts and not build up new debts, like, that would be awesome. But at the moment, you know, even with a ridiculous salary, like, I still have a lot of this. I live in an expensive area. It's expensive to live here. We've got, you know, college debts. We've got, you know, loans that we have to pay off. Like, yeah. Sure, I'll take a reward. Oh, it's an orb. I want a talisman, though. I need to get out of this level. Are there no talismans in this series of levels? There's just orbs? I like steak better. I find pork chops are oftentimes dry, and that's not interesting to me. Okay, so Robotica Farms definitely does not have a talisman. Let's find another level and see if it doesn't either. It's possible the final world doesn't actually use talismans at all, in which case I just need orbs.
I can see.
But yeah, and the reality, like, and some of this comes down to, like I said, like, streaming had become less fun. It felt more like a chore sometimes, and that has nothing, like, once I started streaming, it usually felt great. Like, I get to talk to people, I like people, it's, that part usually works well for me, but it's the, like, prep and deciding to stream and making time for it has just been getting rougher. And it's in part because I'm doing more things. I'm trying to learn German. I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to, like, all those things, you know, DSA meetings, upgrade Cambridge meetings. I'm doing a lot. And that plays a big, certainly plays a big role in how it feels. Well, Jose, if you ever live in Cambridge, or near Cambridge, you are always welcome to come to my house for a quiet space. Oh, God. Okay, that did not go super well. I feel like if you live half an hour away, like, drinking is a bad idea, right? Because then you'd have to drive home. Not quite sure how to square half an hour away with drinking. But yes. I mean, but you don't have any idea when you're moving out. Last we talked, I thought, so. I don't travel by broom. I typically prefer to travel by vacuum cleaner.
As you can see.
Avoid exploding bombs. Use bombs against ox. Oh, you have a time now. Cool. Ow. Okay. Don't hit bombs. I guess the, like, avoid exploding bombs was supposed to be, like, self-explanatory, but I'm not sure how to move them without doing? Oh, I can flame them. Okay. Alright. So this is going poorly. Excellent. I hate ice levels. Alright, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Well, that was only somewhat effective. Yeah, no, I was just being a smartass. No, it's great. I like I'm sorry your move was lousy during VidCon. I just figured you were just catching up on sleep. It always felt to me like Teslio has kind of overworked and undervalued your work. So I've been there, and definitely when I got out of those situations, I was like, all I want to do is sleep. All I want to do is be left alone. Oh God. I mean, I'm also like conference obsessed. Like I like people. I like, you know, being the center of attention and making myself the center of attention. So like for me, even though I know, like even for me, like while conferences have never really had that problem, vacations definitely can. So. Are you going to VidCon this year? Have you decided, Jose? I know that you basically said you weren't going to and then kind of said you were thinking about it last time, so.
Excellent work, Dragon.
Yeah, I hear you. So Julie, I think, wants to go. So I may go just so I can bring Julie, because in past years I couldn't bring her because her school went until after VidCon. But this year I think VidCon is actually later in the year, and then she's a senior, so she graduates early. Yeah, no, totally. I had so much, there's so many cool things that I got to see that I'm really, like, I was actually just talking to Milk Tea, Lil, when she was streaming about, she was talking about Notion, which is this, like, organizer app, and I, like, dug into my notes about Notion and, like, you know, like, told her my experiences with it and talked about it, and that's only because I went to VidCon and got to see that talk, which is still one of my favorite talks, you know, how to make videos faster, and I definitely am already, like, one of the things that I did is I set up the lights in my little studio space in the basement so that they can, like, when I walk into the basement and I flip the switch on, like, all of my little studio lights get set up, and that's one of those things that's, like, every step that you can remove is one that you won't have to, like, you know, worry about. So making a space for myself where I can record and setting that up is definitely key. I can't do that so much in the kitchen because, like, the kitchen is shared space. So I currently have my lights in the kitchen sitting in a corner, and I have to pull out my tripod and lights every time, but... Yeah, you're doing PAX East, right? I should probably talk to... I think I'm pretty certain that I want to do that this year, so I should talk to your friends and see if they still have their extra ticket and just buy it off of them. Also, just to be clear, exhausted has nothing to... it does not always have everything to do with sleep. Being mentally exhausted is something that can happen even if you're getting enough sleep. So... Yeah, well, I think the big problem there is just that space is expensive to rent, right? I wish so as well, and it's one of the reasons that I think that finding more ways to do community space. I guess that's one thing I should talk to Artisans Asylum and see their experiences, because they've been doing, like, maker spaces are the example of spaces that sort of works for that, and it would be interesting to find out if they if they think that a like a creator space would work.
Spyro, I heard you were
Alright, give me another orb. Okay.
First for Avalar.
Take down the sheep saucers. I mean, it's no more dangerous to cook in your basement than it is to cook anywhere else. But my studio in my basement is not for, it's not for cooking. I don't have a kitchen in my basement. Like, any poorly ventilated area is potentially a problem. I don't know why. Like, people have basement apartments. Like, that's a thing, so. Have I ever done a full stream without a head or a wig? Yes. Would I be able to find that stream? No. And full is relative. But yeah, I mean, my basement isn't well set up for that because, yeah, I don't care about the second wave of saucers, frankly. The ceiling's too low. The ceiling is too low. And the ventilation is poor, and there's no running water. Like, my basement would be a terrible place to do any of these things, so. Okay, so what do I gotta do here? How do I power this thing up? Hey, Professor, help me out. What do I gotta do here?
All right, Spyro.
Defeat of Ripto is only moments away. Oh, wow. Ripto.
Spyro, we want to help you fight
I actually brought it upstairs before I broke it. I broke my spaceship in my office, not in my basement. Also, it's mostly... Oh, I did break it in the basement too, but it's mostly still... I have each of the stages still here. It did fall down at some point, but I've still got them in here. Alright, Elora is using the orbs you collected to store power-up energy. Hunter will throw the powered-up orbs to you as they become ready. Even as we speak, the professor is experimenting with new forms of power-up energy. Okay. Okay, that was bad. Really rough start. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright, great. I have briefly tried a thing with the new YouTube editor. I was trying to add, like, just end cards, and it was like, oh, you're adding end cards. If you click save, it will be several hours before your video is processed. And I was like, but end cards don't require reprocessing the video? Like, I don't know what the issue is there. All right. Okay, so I can't hurt him with my normal flames, but I can pick up orby things, and when I pick up 3 orbs, I become powerful. Okay. Yeah, I mean, overall, YouTube and editing clearly are just not friends. Ugh. Like, I can't hit him this way, right? Yeah, okay. I wasn't wrong. Alright, let's grab this. Okay. So the thing I feel, like, overall my feeling on that is that I think that I don't know, I am constantly questioning this, but my thinking at the moment is that like Mark Brown has approximately the right approach for live streaming on YouTube. And he specifically mentioned that like he did stuff on YouTube and then he did stuff on Twitch and then he came back to YouTube. Now, Mark Brown, of course, is the Game Maker's Toolkit creator, and what he does is he just streams for fun when he has a chance, right? He doesn't, his goal is not to grow his channel via streaming, it's just a way to interact with his audience. So I think that's one approach. The other thing that might be possible would be to do what RT Game does, where he, oh god, where he like, yeah, he streams, but he streams and then like his YouTube content is just edited Twitch streams, right? And so he'll stream for 3 hours and edit it down to like a funny 10-minute video. And I think that that content, it seems to me, is working well for... Oh, that's another example. RT Game. RT Game is an example of a channel that has absolutely blown up. It started in July. He was just streaming like part-time as he was like getting ready to take a teacher's exam, and went from that to being able to like, he paid all of his rent and he's like pulling in like thousands of dollars a month that he did not expect within like 6 months. So I don't know what his numbers look like overall. I looked at them at one point and I don't know, but it was like he figured out a model that works really, really well for him. All right, let's grab this blue thing. Oh, there we go. The reality for me, of course, is that most of my, I don't think that there are like highly interesting parts of my live streams in the same way that like I'm looking at my cooking right now and trying to edit it into something interesting and being like, I don't know, and that's only like a 30-minute video. I can't imagine how I would do it from 2 hours. Another channel that has done really well and has grown into like doing it full-time, although not full-time on YouTube, is Jane's Overwatch coaching stuff, and his YouTube channel has gotten a ton of views and people from that. He's primarily on Twitch, so I don't want to like say anything other than that, but like he like does reviews of people's Overwatch gameplay and then uploads them to YouTube, and those things have hundreds of thousands of views as well. So just another example of something that works for some people. But again, most of the people I see doing that is they stream on Twitch so that so that people who want streams can get them and they're not surprised. And then he, you know, uploads snippets of content on YouTube after that. So that's RT Game, that's Jane, that's probably more successful people that I'm not aware of. Like Ninja, I think, does the same thing, although I don't know how popular his YouTube channel is. Oh god! I don't know what that red thing was, but I did not like it. Oh, he's gonna come after me again. Okay, so he spits out a fire snake when he picks up red orbs. Give me another orb. Okay, one more hit and he should be done. I mean, at least done phase 2. I don't think phase 2 will be the final phase. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so yes, I would say look at, now I can't. See, this is why I shouldn't live stream, is that I just killed myself because I have to look this up right now because it's driving me crazy. Okay, so RT game. So yeah, so he is getting tens of thousands, tens of millions of views per month. So he went from making like maybe. Oh yeah, so he had like one popular video that, or like a handful of popular older videos that he was getting like, you know, $1,000 a month from. And then he started doing his like edited Twitch streams, and he went to 4,000, 15,000, 30,000, you know, more than $20,000 a month. Now he was down in December, but I think that's because he didn't do as much around Christmas. But yeah, so he just massively blew up. So. The music in this part reminds me, Jose, you know the video you did with the little faces that you pull the mouth and they like sing? The singing voices in this particular segment remind me of that. Yeah, so he makes, he's got a niche, but he makes a variety of, like he takes, heavily biased towards City Skylines, but City Skylines, Sims, and a bunch of other games, and he just like tries to break them. Like his goal is always like, how can I take this game and make it like totally weird? God damn it. Okay, so the two hits I took there because I was busy looking something up and thought I had paused it were really dumb. So yeah, the like singing voices in this remind me of that. I don't like this dashy thing when he's small. It's not very easy to hit anything. Okay. I do like fire. That was effective. I like that. Got him like 4 times. Ugh! My orb! Get off! Yes! Yes, absolutely. Crypt of the Necro... No. Crypt of the Necro Dancer? That doesn't sound right. It does sound right, because Necromancer versus Necro Dancer play, is that what it is? I think. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this green thing, and another green thing. Mine! Damn it! Fuck you. RT game, RT game, RT as in like real time, and then game as in the word game. Now, whether that's going to be sustainable over the long term, don't know. He may, so I was good in the first 2 rounds, and then he like totally like cock-blocked me several times. I'm not convinced good SEO matters as much as people think it does. Like, he's got funny titles, but they're not, like, great. Like, it's less about SEO. No, let me rephrase that. It's not about SEO. It's about creating content that looks attractive to the average person. So it's not about curating your content for a search engine. It's about curating it for people. And I am terrible about that. I'm terrible at thumbnails. I'm terrible at titles. I'm terrible at descriptions. Yeah, so like, I'll use cockblock as a generic term. CPG Rants, if they exist, will probably stay here. I don't know. It was a question that I was asking myself. I don't have a good answer. The reality is that the CPG rant was initially created in order to give me time to tuck Jess into bed and get a drink. Like the reason that pre-recorded CPG rants existed was in order to achieve a very narrow set of specific goals. That obviously doesn't apply if I'm not live streaming, so we'll have to see how it goes. A lot of CPG rants have ended up being political, and so my political channel is politically unbalanced, and so I may end up seeing some of them go over to that forum. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with politics on YouTube. The reality is that I think that a lot of CPG rants are frankly better as written like essays. The fact that I have turned them into rants is fun and all, but just shout about something for 10 minutes has, I think, been kind of harmful to getting the right information out there, so. Hi. You're welcome to sit anywhere. I already mentioned that I might have a guest in the background because I was, you know, streaming in your bedroom. Alright. What the hell? God damn it. Okay. Dashy, dashy. Okay. Got an orb, got an orb. Hello, K-Rider. The reality is that I'm not good at being entertaining in the right way, Jose. Like, I've wanted to be like an H-bomber guy forever, but I don't have the it. I don't have the it that lets people be popular on YouTube. It's just not a skill set that I have, and it's fine. Like, I acknowledge my, you know, personal failings, but in acknowledging them, I also acknowledge them? No, that's something that I was trying to say there didn't work out. Okay, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I just did the stupid thing and transitioned into this phase with no dragonflies. Oh, I got dragonflies back. That's nice. Yeah, but people watch H-Bomber Guy's content because they find... I'm not talking about his stream. Like, that's not the thing that's interesting about him. Like, my style of creating content has never tended towards the theatrical. And I think that, like, successful personality YouTubers are theatrical. And I think that lefty YouTube will always be inherently... it's going to be like a social aspect and not a technical thing, right? So, in the same way that, like, Vox is not part of lefty YouTube, even though a lot of its content, like Carlos Mazza's Strike Through, is focused on similar topics, and in that case, even from a personality, it's not the same. Yeah, but I don't want to be the type of person who has scripted screaming content. Like, that's the thing. It's not a thing that I'm good at. Like, it's not just that I don't want to, it's that even if I tried, I know I wouldn't be good at it. The CPG rants are fun and spontaneous, but they get, 20 views, and I was doing those political rants for a long time. Like, it's if those had an audience that was much larger, they would have found it, and I just don't think it's there. I don't know who Sean is. Ripto defeated! Yes! I think that means I won. I won with the absolute minimum number of orbs, which is the right thing to do. Always collect as few things as possible.
thank you enough, Spyro. I suppose you have to go now?
Yeah, I'd better. They'll be missing me in the Dragon Worlds, and I've still got a vacation to take. I need it more than ever now.
Before you go, I think that Moneybags has something he wants to give you.
I most certainly do not.
Hunter? Spyro, Moneybags is very sorry that he made you pay so much on your way through Avalar. We want you to keep the gems as a reward for helping us.
Wow, thanks. Sparx, can you grab them? Let me just type in the new coordinates, and there! Spyro, you can now go to Dragon Shores. Hey, why don't you guys come with me? I bet you could use a holiday.
I'm afraid we can't, Spyro. Ripto may be gone, but he caused a lot of damage during his short stay. We'll be cleaning up for weeks. Just remember, though, that you can always get back to Avalar from Dragon Shores if you want to visit.
Well, okay. Come on, Sparx. We've got a lot of vacation to catch up on.
Yay! I won. I think. Okay, good. I was like, he's gonna fly through and Ripto's gonna be in Dragon Shores now or something. But anyway, so that is Spyro 2. As I said, I beat it with the minimum number of orbs, but I did get through it. And I like Spyro games. It seems counterintuitive given that I hate collectathons, but I like this one, so. Sean who? Sean Lefty YouTube. Oh, just Sean. Sean is just his name. Oh, this Sean. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think that right. So we'll crypt quickly while this is yeah, I've seen him around. I think I see him on anyway. Yeah, I've seen it. I've recognized as soon as I searched it, I recognized the user icon. Yep, just Sean. It actually isn't even just Sean. It's Sean, but you know, that's yeah, so the things that I have are so far. So Chris Plays Gourmet is the cooking channel, which you can search for. It's also linked from the blog post in the description below. There's also a link to it here, but Chris Plays Gourmet is what it is. But yeah, so the way to follow all the things, or to get links to all the things, is right here. I've also tweeted a link to this, and put it in Discord, announcement server, blah, blah, blah. But that's the post that has the links to all the things. So Chris Plays Gourmet, Chris Produces Gadgets, Chris Plays Games, Politically Unbalanced, Christopher R. Schmidt, and then Thoughts on the Web is a blog about technical web stuff. So all those things are out there. And yeah. So now that I don't care about these credits, they are boring. So we're just gonna make them go away. And we got a nice little thing we can watch. Yeah, you subscribed yesterday or the other day. Yeah. So for 3 years I've been saying I am the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15, whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15. But that is coming to an end this Friday. So for the past 3 years, I have been streaming regularly here on YouTube. I have been putting stuff out there from retro games to modern games to everything else. We've gone through technically learning how to build your own video game using an engine like Defold. We've gone through how to make music using FamiTracker and the NES style. We've gone through all kinds of stuff. Together, we've looked at the election of Donald Trump. Done so many things, but the time has come to hang up my spinny hat and just become Chris. Now the reason for this is multifold. One, I've had a great time streaming, but I'm not feeling the love anymore. I sit down on Fridays or Mondays and I don't know what I want to play. I don't know what I want to do. I don't feel the same love for sharing a video game that I had for a bunch of years when I was doing this stuff. And I think that, you know, the key thing that I always tell people is when you've lost the love, it's time to move on. But beyond that, there's a lot of stories that I've told halfway here. Everything from CPG rants to my mini VODs, everything from evaluating politics to talking about cooking. I've done all of it, but I've done it all halfway. And I'm kind of tired of doing things halfway. So one of my goals for 2019 is to find a way to finish my stories, to tell more stories, to tell stories that I can look back on and be proud of. And I don't feel like I'm doing enough of that. I love streaming, but streaming for me is an 8 to 10 hour a week commitment, and it's an 8 to 10 hour a week commitment of all of my creative energy. And it means that I don't have a lot of time left for doing creative things other than that. Now, back in 2016, this was less of a problem because I didn't have as much going on. Realistically, I didn't have as many balls in the air as I do now. I wasn't working on advocating for municipal broadband. I wasn't participating with local political advocacy. I wasn't working on doing better worker organizing in my workplace. There's a lot of things that I've picked up over the past couple of years that are really important to me, but that sap some of that energy that used to be some of my streaming and creative energy. So with those changes over the past few years, I don't have time to do the things that I want to do and tell the stories that I want to tell. Every minute of streaming, well, there's probably a couple minutes in there I didn't love, but I've loved most minutes of streaming, and I don't ever want to take away from that. But I do think that it's time for me to see if I can turn some of that creative energy into telling more complete stories. Another aspect of this is that I've always felt uncomfortable, like throwing out videos or blog posts or anything else like that in the same place that I put other types of content. So I've felt uncomfortable putting my cooking content on my gaming channel. I felt uncomfortable putting my gaming stuff on my technical blog. That's a real problem for me. Now, most of this is just in my head. Most of the people who are here want to see everything from me, and I understand that. We'll get to that in a second. But it is absolutely still the case that I want to, you know, create a way for people who want specific things from me to get them. And so to fight against what is really just an issue in my head, I am going to be separating a lot of my content into more homes that are specific to what they are. I've created YouTube channels for different topics that I've been working on. I've created little micro bloglets for different topics that I would write about, and I plan to share content on all of those. So if you're interested in seeing the creative things that I do, you still can. I'm going to be putting them out there. There's links to several of my YouTube channels in the description below, and I am going to be putting together a weekly newsletter with all of the creative things I've done, whether they're blog posts or cooking, or blog posts about cooking, or blog posts about technical things, or videos that I put together making food, or anything else like that. All that is going to be there. I'm going to bring it to you. And if you're interested, you can find ways to get that in the description below. I'll have a weekly newsletter you can get via email or via a blog post. I'll post it on Patreon and on my Discord and Twitter. Once a week, there'll be an update that will link you to all the things I do. So you can still keep up with me. I'm not going to disappear. I'm not even writing off coming back to streaming at some point. But what I am no longer going to do is say every week, no matter how I'm feeling, I'm going to stream video games regularly. And for the time being, I have so much creative energy pent up that I'm going to try and turn into complete projects that I don't Friday. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. And I'm excited to see what the future brings, and if maybe it brings a little bit more completion of the stories that I've been able to start to tell here. So I want to thank everybody who has been part of the streaming experience, been part of my channel for a long time. It's been lovely. I've loved meeting the whole YouTube gaming community from the very earliest days. And tune in for my final goodbye stream on Friday. I hope you'll stop by, say hello, etc. And stay chill. Chris out. So I have not put together the puzzle or model from my basement. I still intend to do so. It is one of the things that's on my list. The reason that I have not done it on stream here is actually because I realized that it's probably going to be like a 6 to 8 hour project. And again, with the whole like keeping this very set schedule, all of these things are silly, but you know, it's something that I've tried to do, and so it would feel weird to figure out how to fit it in. So my goal is to fit it in sometime in February, but I will make a note of it and send information out via Twitter and via the weekly newsletter beforehand. So I don't know exactly where that'll be, how it'll be set up, but it is something that I want to do. So that would probably be on the Chris Produces Gadgets channel, is my thinking, but I'm not 100% sure, so I will send out a note. So the key thing is, if you want to keep up with me, right? Twitter is good, but I tweet about lots of things, so feel free, but there's that. I will send out a weekly newsletter, which is, where's the link? Here. So if email works for you, then do that. And yeah, so the Chris Produces Gadgets doesn't have anything on it yet, but that is here. But the weekly newsletter is how to keep up, or the blog, which is linked in the description below. So any suggestions on what I should play on Friday? And I'm sorry that you're embittered, Brad. It's never been my desire to make anyone embittered. I've really enjoyed what I've done, but I just know that, like, me doing things that doesn't make me happy isn't good for anybody. Like, I love you all, and I'd like to keep the positive memories and not be like, ugh, I hate you all. I just have to show up for you. Like, it's not, I don't ever want to be at that point. Like, I never want to feel, like, resentful of streaming, and there's a couple times when I have kind of, so again, gaming content may not go away either. Like I said, I want to come back, loop around, and think about some of the games that I enjoyed a lot, or why I enjoyed streaming them. So Diablo 1. I feel like I tried Diablo and I was not super pleased with it, but I don't know why. So it's not, I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a Discord hangout on Friday if people want to do that for a little bit. So yeah, that's been it. Friday I'll play something. If you have more suggestions or thoughts, feel free to hop on Discord, Twitter, somewhere. Hit me up. Yeah, I'll still be around. I'm not disappearing. I'm not dying. I don't have a brain tumor or anything. I want to complete things. And I don't have enough time to complete things. So that's really my goal. Complete some stuff. And maybe I'll come back after I've completed some stuff and we'll do some streams. When Jose moves here, we'll definitely do a stream together. I mean, I say that, but it's really dependent on Jose, which is a thing I can't promise for. But it is my hope that when Jose moves here later this year, that we'll come back and do that, and it'll give me a chance to maybe hang out with other people and do their streams. So, like maybe this means that if there's somebody else that you're like, hey, you should do a thing with CPG, I can make some time for it, because I never had time before. So I don't know, something to think about. I'll do some gaming lawyer, compatriot trucking or something. I don't think you're gonna really do that, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll still be around. Discord, Twitter, links in the description. I'll be back on Friday with a stream, and we'll kind of go out in a blaze of glory or something. So, all right. I am gonna wrap it up here though, because I'm tired, and yeah. I hope you all have a great night, and I'll catch up with you on Friday. So, Chris out. Take care. Bye.